Hello. Today, episode 7. Okay, let's see. We remember that Ashley went into Dr. Reese's mind and it was so evil that she passed out. Let's see what happens next. When Ashley woke up, she was in a red, yellow and orange flowery decorated room, alone. The room was definitely not her style, but it was much better than her previous accommodation. She took a look around the room, also scarcely furnished. The bed and its bedside table, a desk and chair, and a sofa with a side table decorated the room. Again, no windows. Magazines were stacked up on the table. Eagerly she got up and went to the stack of magazines. She picked up the top one and with disappointment saw that it was already over a year old. She lost interest and made her way to the closed door. She tried to open it. Locked. Not that it surprised her. She walked back to the bed and lay down again. She was so stuck. She couldn't even turn sideways. She sighed and closed her eyes. She might as well try and to reach Rachel again, seeing that she had so much time on her hands. She lay down on her back and relaxed every muscle in her body. Slowly she felt her whole body go limp. Then she started working on her concentration. She put everything out of her mind until only Rachel consumed her brain. She started calling Rachel's name over and over in her mind. A sudden picture of Rachel driving in a car flashed into her brain. She saw Rachel jerk and knew she reached her. As their brainwaves connected, Ashley thought a picture of herself and the surroundings to Rachel. Her room door suddenly opened and broke her concentration. Tuesday afternoon. Adam has just parked a car in a small parking lot in front of the soup kitchen. He had just pulled the key out of the ignition when Rachel jerked. She went rigid and whispered Ashley's name over and over. After what seemed like an eternity, her body relaxed and she slumped back against her seat. It was Ashley. She contacted me. She's locked up in some flowery room. She couldn't send me more information. The connection was cut off. But she's alive. Rachel was overcome with joy. Adam looked at her for a moment and then decided to confront this connection between the two sisters as soon as possible. He had a feeling that it was going to play a major role in this investigation, if it's true. He cleared his throat and explained to her gently. I don't have any experience with the phenomena that you and your sister share. So, to cut to the chase, please give me an example of your gift, then I won't question you again. Furthermore, I will trust you blindly on the subject. Rachel found the request fair, but couldn't decide what to do to convince him. She suddenly knew what could convince him. She closed her eyes, concentrated hard, and started the car with her mind. She then turned it off again. She opened her eyes and turned to Adam. He looked at her incredulously. He was quiet for a moment, and then he opened the door, and all he said was, "Okay." They crossed the street to the entrance of the soup kitchen. Adam opened the door for her, and Rachel stepped into the big open space room with rows of tables and chairs. He followed her. There were about 40 homeless people seated at the tables, waiting for lunch to be served. They all greeted her friendly as Ashley. Knowing it would be fatal to try to explain to them that she was not Ashley, she smiled and greeted back. She and Adam slowly made their way to the dish counter, and with relief, Ashley recognized the face of the lady in charge, Lynn. She had met a few times at Ashley's place. Ashley was Lynn's right hand. "Hello, Lynn," Rachel greeted her as she reached her. Lynn looked up at her in pleased surprise. "Ashley, where were you? We've been worried sick. We haven't heard from you in 2 days now." The elderly, plump woman scolded Rachel motherly. Rachel gave her a little smile and asked her if they could speak privately in Lynn's office. Without delay, the three of them went to Lynn's office. As Lynn closed the door, she smiled friendly at Rachel. "So, sweetie, who is this young man? Why haven't you told me about him? He's probably the reason for your absence. Am I right?" Her happy bubbling stopped as she looked at Rachel's face. "I don't know how to tell you this, so I'm going to say it straight," Rachel addressed Lynn in a hesitant voice. "I'm Rachel, and Ashley is now missing for 2, maybe 3 days. I don't know. I last saw her on Sunday, and I don't know where she could have gone. Was she here last Sunday? Or, I'm sorry for my ill manners, this is Detective Adam Kane, and he's working on the case. I have filed a missing persons report." Lynn stood still for a moment, giving everything that she had just been told a moment to sink in and make sense. Wow, this is getting interesting.